My name's Zella. I'm 23 years old and I live in Asheville, North Carolina. Right now I work as an outreach intern at PSP, but
Speak a little louder, and one way would be, get rid of the mask and stand up.
I don't want to stand up. I first started getting fully immersed in the labor movement almost 2 years ago when I was in the last year of my social work degree, and I just needed a job that would help me make ends meet. So I decided to start working at Sonic part-time as a carhop. And prior to that, I had this long-standing interest in labor law and a little bit of hands-on experience helping to organize the Work City program at my college. So I was kind of primed to notice some really unethical business practices right away. For example, carhops at Sonic are classified as tipped employees. A lot of people don't know that, and that's a problem because folks don't realize that we depend on tips to make ends meet. And to make matters worse, Sonic had never invested in the right software to allow customers to tip via card, essentially forcing us to live on change and $1 bills from people's cup holders. And I recognized that I had the privilege of taking risks that a lot of my coworkers weren't comfortable taking. As a young single person only responsible for keeping a roof over my head, I felt that it was important that I started a petition with the platform coworker.org. And it was a huge success. It ended up getting 8,000 signatures in just a few weeks. And one of the amazing organizers at Coworker put me in touch with PSP, and I learned that Sonic's actually owned by the company Rourke Capital. And the best way to get Rourke's attention was through their investors. So I started speaking at public pension fund meetings. As the first person in my family to graduate college, I have long struggled with imposter syndrome. And those feelings were really difficult to ignore as I was preparing for my first pension fund meeting. And I found that the best way to manage my performance anxiety was just to prepare an outline of points that I wanted to get across, and in the days leading up to it, I practiced in my mirror until I felt fluent. And I ended up speaking at the LA City Employee Retirement Systems, the New Jersey Investment Council, the Oregon Investment Council, and Arizona State Retirement Systems. And at first it was so nerve-wracking, but I ended up following up with each of these boards several times. And as I got more comfortable in those spaces, I started to find the experience really empowering. It was such an honor to advocate for myself and my coworkers and to demand to be treated with respect. And those conversations really had a big impact. One of the commissioners on the LA board, Nova Serrano, asked the private equity consultant to provide a report on what Rourke planned to do to take care of their employees before moving forward with their investments. And the Sonic campaign and PSP's work has received significant press coverage, including articles with the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the American Prospect, and NBC correspondent Gretchen Morgensen published this really brave article connecting private equity ownership and lower wages. And after almost 2 years of consistently putting pressure on Sonic, we're starting to see some big changes in the way things are run. In January of 2020, Sonic began rolling out the option to tip via the Sonic app. And this was incredibly exciting, but it only made up a small fraction of the card transactions that we were receiving. And it wasn't until March of 2020 that Sonic began rolling out the tipping software in the stalls, which is where we do most of our business. And I think that the Sonic campaign is a fantastic example of how knowledge of private equity can be a great asset to labor organizers.